All right, so this weekend the ANC is revising and reviewing some aspects of its 2019 manifesto in a bid to win the confidence of voters. After nearly 30 years in government, the ANC has been criticised, of course, for failing to deliver on many basic services. The ANC President has admitted in some areas to shortfalls, looking at municipalities, also other areas such as the handling of the July unrest, the response to flooding in KwaZulu-Natal and other areas. But overall, remember, the ANC is claiming success here, saying it has achieved 70% of its manifesto pledges made at the last general election. Let's bring in SABC News' Politics Editor, Mzwandile Mbeje. Mzwai, thank you for being with us. A lot of our viewers were skeptical yesterday of this 70%. Just tell us what's been happening on the ground. What is the response of the people to this review and the ANC giving itself a pretty high mark?
Well, a very good evening to you, Francis. But it's quite interesting, depending as well on who you're speaking to. I've just been at Dobsonville Stadium. Obviously, all those people who are there, so very excited, even though there are certain issues that they complain about. But generally, they feel the ANC is doing better. And
turnout?
Yeah, the stadium was full, yes. Yeah, it was pretty full. I don't know the capacity, but it was full. So, but here is the thing. Yes, I can't see the party saying it has failed, because how do you even face the electorate if you say you have failed? But I think what the ANC perhaps needs to do and understand, in fact, when we were having the engagements with the president yesterday, so I actually raised a point of saying it seems to struggle in terms of the balancing act. There are so many good things that it has done, but at the same time, so many things have been destroyed at the same time. Yeah. I mean, we spoke about the issue of electricity, I mean, which is more problematic these days. But of course, that intervention of 350, I know it may not be enough, but there is some positive from what they've been doing. So I think, of course, they will always give themselves a very high mark, but the people who will actually agree or disagree will be those voters next year.
So let's bring up, I mean, the ANC released this itself, quite a nice summary of the 2019 manifesto pledges. And here's a big one: capable, honest government. Because this points to a failing, I think he admitted, around PPE corruption. Yeah. A huge failing. So many people would say that means you fall down on this, but of course there are points. Yeah. So let's look at taking firm action against corruption and state capture. But now we don't have a deadline. We don't have a clear target. So the Zondo Commission happened. Would the ANC say that was a success, or is it a failing because nobody has been arrested yet? So it depends how you look at that point.
Oh, yes. And especially with this one, the state capture-related stuff, remember, many people are challenging it. They are taking it under review, so which makes it very, very difficult. And then in this instance, if you were to judge the ANC on what it has done regarding the state capture, they really, maybe they would tell you to say, but we can't instruct law enforcement agencies to do their work. So all we are doing is we are prepared, we are cooperating. So right now, even that question again arose yesterday to say there hasn't been a lot of movement. I think that what the president said was, listen, we are aware, but some of the people who are implicated have challenged it. So what do you do? What if someone challenges it and he's successful, yet you've basically found him guilty? So those are some of the intricacies and difficulties, I think, that the government is. But also what the government needs to do, Francis, in terms of perception in the governing party, you know, around corruption. So, yeah, that's a difficulty.
All right. So, again, it depends on your perspective. So you look at that point. From the ANC, it's doing the best it can. Yeah. From some people's perspective, no, why aren't we seeing more action? Exactly. Especially because there were promises to really look at the judiciary, look at the Hawks, the MPA, the SIU, everybody who implements, you know, and make sure that the bad guys go to jail, essentially. But we're going to bring in an analyst and get more on this. What is the president expected to say later? He is expected to speak today. Oh
yes, remember 2 weeks ago already, the president hosted the BRICS summit, which, I mean, he was loaded by so many people in the manner in which it was done. So basically, what the president is going to inform the nation this evening is the outcomes of BRICS. So what is it that we did? So where we are going now, we already know that 6 more members will be, 6 more members will be added. But also, which will be very interesting, Francis, remember that Lady R ship that docked somewhere in the Cape? So, and then the American ambassador said he has evidence that we were loading arms that we were selling to Russia. And of course, the president instituted a commission of inquiry to look into this. He is coming to then give us those results. So what exactly
So we will know if there were arms on the ship
Absolutely.
or not tonight.
That is what we'll know. At 8 o'clock, he will be speaking to the nation.
All right, thank you very much. Mzwandile Mbeje, a politics editor.